welcome back to my course. In this video, we will learn about the new ways to create variables in modern JavaScript. ES6 introduced two new ways to create variables. The first one is let. This is kind of like a replacement for var. To create a variable, you can simply do something like this. Say let variable name is equal to some value. So let m name is equal to John, or let m sum is equal to 100. The second way is using the const keyword. It is used to create constants, so which means the variables created using const cannot be updated later in the code. So these are constants. For example, const API URL is equal to some string URL. Let's give them a try. So let's try creating a variable. Say let num1 is equal to 10. Let's try printing it. So console log and num1. So as you can see, 10 is printed on the screen. So you can use let and const to create variables which can hold any data type provided by JavaScript. So let's try some different data types. So let's say a string. So let name is equal to John Clark, or even a boolean. So let's say is old enough. It can have true or false value. Similarly, we can store some arrays. So let's say marks, say 9, 10, 9.5. Similarly, we can even store objects. So let's say blog object. So title, let's say blog title 1. And another property, say description, lorem ipsum, and dollar. So as you can see, we can use this let keyword to create variables with different data types. You can use const also to create variables with different data types. So let's give it a try. So let's say const num2 is equal to 20. Let's try printing it. So as you can see, 20 is printed in the console. Now, as I mentioned earlier, so variables created using const cannot be updated after the initialization. So if I try to do something like this, so this should give me an error. So let's give it a try. So as you can see, it's giving us an error, assignment to constant variable. So we cannot do this. So what's the benefit of creating variables using let and const? So with const, we know we can create constant variables, or we can create variables with constant values which cannot be updated anytime later. Another benefit is variables created using let and const are block scoped, and they do not support hoisting. So this saves us from a lot of unexpected errors. So if you remember hoisting, let's say num3 is equal to 30, console log num3 and say var num3. So this was possible earlier. So when you use var, so this was possible. So this concept is called hoisting. But if you change it to let, this is not possible. So cannot access num3 before initialization. So let and const, they do not allow hoisting. And that's all for today.